So today I bought a basketball. I went to the store and I bought a basketball. And and I got real nervous about buying it. I got real nervous about buying a basketball because I didn't know what people would think of me. I didn't know what it should be like to be a guy buying a basketball. I didn't know what people would think that type of person would typically look like. But I wanted to buy a basketball. I went to the store and I got a few things and I came by the basketballs and I've been thinking this for a while actually. I didn't just think of it on the spot on the store, but I want a basketball because I've been wanting to play basketball. Obviously, that's the reason you would buy one. Um, what what am I even saying? So I bought a basketball because I thought I've had this feeling that I want to be the guy with a basketball. Like if a bunch of people are getting together, they're like, "Hey, yo, Aaron, me and some other people, we want to play some basketball, but we don't have a basketball. Do you have a basketball?" I could be the guy that'd be like, "Yes, I have one, and I can bring one," and so I can get invited to play basketball because I own a basketball. So I could be that guy that has the basketball. And then, when I go and they find out that I'm not very good, they still got to invite me back because I'm the one that had the basketball. And so, I want to be that guy. But then, I guess if you see them at the store next week, buying their own basketball, you'll know, like, all right, they don't want me. They don't want my basketball, I guess. Um, but yeah, I got real nervous about it. I came up and I was looking around. People were looking at me. Um, and I just grabbed it off the shelf. I put it in my cart, tried to act like it wasn't there, walking down the aisle. And I don't know why. I get so nervous about buying certain things or doing certain things. I think it's just anxiety. I've been trying to kind of figure that out and deal with that better. Because, it's ridiculous, really. You shouldn't. Why am I getting nervous about buying a basketball? That's ridiculous. I need to just live my life. I need to not care what people think, but that's hard to do. And I got up to the cashier, and I found a old mom type lady that would just think like I'm a kid buying a basketball to have fun and go play basketball. And I guess that's what I am, but for some reason I just didn't feel like I fit in. I didn't feel like I was in the right place. I didn't feel like I was doing the right thing. And I was just nervous. And so I wanted to share that with you. Um, I don't even know why I wanted to share that, but I just wanted to kind of get that out there and see if anyone else kind of has similar stories of getting nervous when doing certain things for no reason. So anyway, let's get into it. So it's been a while because I kind of get scared for some reason to do these, even though I know that I'm just doing it for fun and it doesn't matter if it's good or if anyone will even watch it. But I just get real scared about. I think what it is I've had this idea to make kind of like a podcast type video or whatever you would call this. I guess that is a podcast, really. And I think I'm scared of just being bad at it because when I think about my life and I think about what I want, who I want to be and I want my life to be and what I want to do, I think even if this is not really it, this fits into the line of who I want to be and how, I guess, the person that I want to be and what I want to do is relates to this person that would make videos like this and have it be good and funny and interesting. And so I'm scared of starting that and, being bad at it and sucking. Because let's be honest, my first video was pretty awful. I mean, I don't know why anyone would ever listen to more than 5 seconds of me talking. I tried to watch my own video, and I just couldn't do it. So I don't know who else would. But I saw this thing recently, or I heard someone say something recently about how they have like a show or something that they do, and they always don't want to do it, but they make themselves do it. Sort of like, I guess it could be the same as working out or doing anything that you want to achieve, any goals you want to achieve, like getting healthier or something. Is people always, it's not that they want to do it, but they make themselves do it because they want to turn into what that will make them become. And I think I'm starting to sit on that a little bit more, because I'm just thinking, like, how long I should just say what I'm thinking right now. How long do I need to kind of do this until I'm good at it, and till I have like an audience? I mean, I know that could never happen and I could just fail, but I want to see kind of if I can become good at this, and if this is something that I could really do. And the only way to find that out is to force myself to do it and get through. I mean, it could be years before anything comes of this. I mean, I don't think anything will come of this, but I think it'll be years before this is anything more than like a recording that I made, and I'm just keeping it like on my phone, of me just rambling random shit. I think it's going to, well, I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm wondering how long that will take before it becomes more than that. I don't think I'm making any sense, but it's just been on my mind lately, and that's why it's been a while since I made the first video. If anyone's wondering, no one actually watched it, so I don't know why I'm talking like people did, but but I guess I just realized that people that do stuff like this or are entertaining or interesting, because I'm not really that type of person, but people that are like that don't necessarily want to do it all the time. They want to do it, in their heads, but they don't maybe want to do the work. And that's how I've always felt. I feel like whenever I want to do something like this, and then I think about it, I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And then I sit down and I either try to do it or think about starting doing it. I think, wait, I don't want to do this at all. I just want the result of what happens from it. And so maybe this isn't really for me. But I guess I just realized, hearing other people saying that they don't ever want to sit down and do their thing, but they force themselves to because they know it will be good. And once you get started, it's not like you're hating doing it, but there's always kind of this barrier into getting started on something and just going for it. And so that's what I'm gonna try to do with this. I'm just going for it. I just sat down and started talking. So, what else? Well, I went to this Chinese takeout place recently. Like just a Chinese place, but they have takeout, and it's like a curbside pickup. I ordered some takeout, and this girl, I've gone there, like, a couple of times now, maybe 3 or 4 times, and there's always this girl that does the curbside. She takes your food out to you or whatever, and it's always the same girl, at least when I've gone. But every time that I've gone, she acts like she has no idea what I'm doing there. It's like she doesn't understand why I'm there. Like, she'll come up to my car and she'll be like, can I help you? And that was not me trying to do an accent. I'm sorry if that was offensive. I was just trying to make it sound more believable. But she's like, can I help you? Like, she had no idea why anyone would be there. And it's like she just didn't understand why I was there. I was like, well, I placed an order for takeout online. And she goes, oh, an order? What did you order? I'm like she still doesn't understand what I'm talking about. She doesn't even get why I'm there. I'm like, well, I mean, shit, I don't know. Am I at the wrong place? I think I ordered some Chinese food, but am I at the right place? She's like, oh, you got the chicken and the bubble tea. I'm like, yeah. Like, she finally understood. And it's always, every time I've gone there, it's always like that. You think, I don't know, man. Life is just weird sometimes. And speaking of Asians, I mean, Asians apparently are getting shot up, and not just with vaccines. They're getting shot with guns these days. I mean, recently there's been some shootings, and obviously that's just awful. Obviously, I shouldn't even have to say it, but don't be racist and shoot Asian people. That's crazy. Jesus. But I was thinking about that because a lot of people, especially Asian people, have been posting on social media, probably because it's a Asian racial matter. That's why Asians are posting about it. But a lot of people are posting on social media about it and writing things. And I saw this one post from this girl I used to go to high school with. She was talking about how something along the lines of getting made fun of when she was a kid, and people calling her, like, not calling her necessarily, but saying, like, using a stereotypical racist accent or something, Asian accent, and kind of laughing about it. And it was so different growing up. And okay, so this is what she said. She said, those people laughing about Asian accents growing up are the people that turn into murderers who shoot Asians. And I mean, look, I get where she's coming from, and I shouldn't even be talking about this because it's kind of ridiculous. But I just feel like you can't put that on kids. Kids don't know what they're doing growing up. It's more about just growing up as a society, really. Not kids necessarily making fun of other kids. Because I think I don't know. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I had this movie idea. So I had a dream. I had this dream about a certain thing. I'm not gonna go through the whole movie plot, but I had a dream, and then when I woke up, I thought, that would be a really good movie if I made that into a movie, or someone made it into a movie. Like, it was just very scenic and had like an interesting plot. I had to add a little bit of things to the plot because dreams don't always make sense. But I had this movie idea based on this dream that I had, and I came up with I didn't write a script for it or anything, but I wrote stuff down and I came up with this whole idea in my head of this plan for this movie. And I was telling this to a friend, and I was like, yeah, so I had this dream, and I'm gonna make a movie about it. I'm not going to, but I was just saying I want to make a movie about it. And I went through all the plot and everything. I went through describing this whole thing that happened, and he goes, oh, that's that movie Descent. Like, it was a movie that already existed. And I was like, oh shit. So yeah, I came up with a movie that already existed, and I dreamed about it, and I didn't realize that it already existed. Probably not that interesting. Let's see, what else? I got a new book. Called Talking to Strangers, and I read a couple pages out of it. I always get books because I have this bookshelf and I'm trying to put books on it. And I kind of am interested in reading some books too, but I always want to read a book. And I get a book, I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to be interesting, I'm going to read it. But I just don't like reading. Like, I think it's, interesting and worthwhile, but it just sucks to read a book. I mean, I haven't read a book since I haven't read a full book cover to cover since I think 5th grade. I read A Series of Misfortunate Events. I read all of those. Those are my favorite books. And then I just stopped reading. I used to read quite a bit actually in elementary school, but then I just stopped. I mean, whenever we had to read books for school, I would just fail because I just couldn't read them. And even if I tried, I still wouldn't pass because my reading comprehension was not very good. And they always put stickers on books at Target. Every single book in Target has a 30% off sale sticker on it. Even the new books that just come in, that were just released, are all on sale. They're all on 30% sale just so they can put that stupid ass sticker on the cover that you gotta tear off, and it leaves a little bit that you have to, get your hands all sticky every time you touch it. And I just hate stickers, and I've talked about this before, but why with the stickers? Why? If something's 30% off, just kind of put a sign up, maybe. You don't need to put a sticker on the item that ruins it. But so I always get these books and I read like the first few pages of them, and then I feel like that's kind of enough to kind of get the point of the book. Like, I read a couple pages and then I just get bored of the topic. Because I feel like I've experienced it. The 2 pages were enough. But Talking with Strangers is a book about, I guess talking to strangers. It's about how we come off. Oh, so this is the thing I wanted to talk about. So it's about the way we come off to strangers. And he talks about cases like, there's this YouTube video where a girl gets pulled over by a cop, and it's a a dark-skinned girl. She gets pulled over by the cop of another race, or of not a. She's not white, and a cop is white, and he like, I don't even know what happened exactly, but he ends up escalating it, the whole thing, and points a gun in her face because she didn't have a blinker on. And then she went to jail, and eventually, I think a couple of weeks later, she like committed suicide or something. But this is one of the things he talks about in the book. And he talks about events like that happen, and how we come off to strangers, like this girl came off to the cop. We come off to everyone differently. Everyone that we know or have ever met, we're like a different person to them, and they know nothing about it. Us, they're strangers. And so the way that we kind of put ourselves on display is something that we don't really consciously think about much, but it really, deeply impacts every kind of interaction that we have. And so that's been something I've been thinking about recently, because I have no idea what people think about me. I have no idea what people think of or think that I'm thinking when they see me or when they meet me or whatever. I have no idea what people think, like the type of person I am, or think who I am. And I know for a fact that it's way different than who I feel like I am. The person that I come off as is wildly different most of the time to the person that I think that I am. And I'm just thinking of a way to kind of improve that in my life, because I feel like I don't know what people think of me, but if I had to guess, I feel like when someone meets me or sees me, or just a stranger at the grocery store or something, maybe would talk to me, I feel like I come off as a very, serious, disinterested, standoffish, kind of simple, not in like not in terms of being like stupid, but like I live a simple life and I don't want to be bothered. I'm very serious, but that's like exactly opposite of how I actually feel most of the time. But I don't know why I come off this way, and I don't know how to fix that. And I think it's because, I would guess, just because of anxiety. Whenever I'm nervous around someone, I know I definitely come off that way. And so it's just something to think about, and think about how to kind of change that, because that's really everything. I mean, who people think you are is ultimately who you are. And trying to change and having to change that, or wanting to change that, it's just so hard to think about. I don't know. And this ties back into what I was saying with kind of doing these podcasts or diary episodes, whatever, these videos. I just feel like I'm so far away from like the person that I want to be, that it feels like maybe I'm just not that person. But how do I become that? How do I get there? And it's tough. It's tough. And this has really been. Oh, this has really been. What's been weighing on me lately? Because I just. Fuck. I just can't do my job anymore, man. I work in an office 9 to 5. I've worked there for a few years. I'm just so over it. And it's like, I'm an engineer, so I worked up my whole life, going through school, doing everything, targeting to become an engineer, and I never really thought about like who I want to be. And it's not even necessarily has to coincide with what you do. You know, what you do doesn't really define you. Different types of people can do a bunch of different types of things, but the person that I envision myself as is not the person that is doing this, or doing my job, or being an engineer, or whatever. It's just not what I want to do at all. And I don't know how to not do that. Like, I don't know how to quit, because I would honestly rather work right now, or just work at like a restaurant than have my job. And part of it is because I'm so kind of just deep in this hole there where I don't know. It's kind of a lot to talk about. But I'm just so deep in this hole there where I'm like I just don't care about it at all. And so I just slack off and I don't do anything, and it's kind of catching up. I mean, it's really catching up. And I think I've just like been kind of sabotaging myself. Just trying to get out of this place that I'm in, and this job. I've just been like sabotaging everything that I have, because I don't know how else to get out of here. I don't know how to quit my job and tell my family that I just want to be homeless, basically. Not homeless, but I have enough. I could get a job and I have enough money to be okay for a bit. But I just don't know how to. I guess maybe it's mostly I don't know how to tell myself and turn myself into the type of person that would just say, fuck it, I'm quitting. I'm going to work at a restaurant while I figure out kind of what I even want to do with my life. So I've never really known that. The only thing that I've known is I've always wanted to do a bunch of things. I've always wanted to do like everything. I wanted to be an engineer. I thought it was interesting. But I've done it for a couple of years. And I feel like that's it. I don't need to do this anymore. I'm not interested in doing this anymore. I want to do something else. And I know the next thing that comes will be the same thing. I'll end up just interested in something else. Or at least not what I am doing. It just feels like everything has been like that. And that's just been weighing on me lately. I just don't know how to get out of this space. And I'm sorry for getting real dark. Not really dark, but just real serious. And I don't know if this is how I want this to be. These videos. I don't know if this is the type of stuff I want to talk about, but it's really the only thing that I've been thinking about. I don't know. Anyway, that was a huge downer. Might just in the episode here, but let's see. I found out I might be anti-Semitic. This is something else that happened. This is not related to what I was just talking about, but yeah, I found out recently. Apparently, maybe I might be anti-Semitic. I didn't realize that. I mean, I don't want to be, but I feel like I said that wrong. I feel like I came off kind of wrong when I said that. What I meant to say was more in a way of like, you know those jokes that one guy did where he goes, if you have 2 ears, you might be a cowboy, or you might be from Texas or something. Not Jeff Dunham, Jeff something else. Some Jeff guy would do those kinds of jokes. Yeah, I think it was like, if you have, you know, a trailer home, you might be a redneck. And that was probably the worst thing I could have thought of, but as a joke for that premise. But what was I talking about? Oh, so I meant to say, you know, I might be anti-Semitic in a way that was kind of more joking, not seriously. I just feel like I came off wrong. I feel like I did that whole kind of bit wrong. So maybe let's try to start over. So yeah, this week I was driving around and I realized that I might be anti-Semitic, because I was thinking a while ago about how I've never seen a Jew before. I always, growing up and everything, I feel like there's just no Jews in Texas. I feel like I've never seen, maybe I have, but not that many. And what I was thinking was that the reason that I thought about that was because on TV, and I feel like I see things in the news and in the media about Jewish people all the time. They're everywhere. And then I thought about my life, and I thought, I've never actually seen a Jewish person. And what I realized was I didn't know that was actually a stereotype. I didn't know that there was actually a stereotype that they I heard this somewhere, that Jewish people, and I think I called them something else. I think I called them not something else. I think I called them Jews earlier, and I'm sorry if that's offensive. I don't know why I said that, but Jewish people, to be more correct. Apparently it is a stereotype. I heard that they control the media or whatever. I don't know if that's like a conspiracy theory or what, but I thought, I just felt bad because I had this idea of like myself. I came up with this idea myself of how I see all these Jews on TV, and I've never seen one in real life. And then I realized that was kind of like a racist thing to think. And now I'm kind of just in shock that I might be anti-Semitic for that one thought. Not, I mean, I love Jewish people. Don't get me wrong. I've never met one, but I love them. But apparently, you know, my thoughts led to this path that was just, I'm just not proud of it. So I thought of maybe doing this segment in these videos where I do like a freestyle rap, because my thinking was I've always been a rapper. I've always wanted to be a rapper. And you know, I've dabbled in a little bit of rap before. I've took my hand at a little bit of trying to rap, but I'm not very good at freestyle rapping. And I thought that if I tried to do it, one, like on these videos, one, it would be maybe funny, maybe just obnoxious and stupid, but I thought, you know, maybe it would be funny. Maybe eventually, if I do it enough, eventually I might actually get good at it. You know, it might start off as being a joke or being funny because I suck at it. And it's just me up there like fumbling a bunch of words. Or not up there, I'll be still here on level. But then, yeah, maybe eventually I would get good at it if I do it like every week. Just put like an honest attempt in to freestyle. Eventually, maybe I could actually get good at it. But I don't think that's going to happen for this one, at least. So maybe in the future, if anyone wants to see that, let me know. If you don't want to see that, I understand. Let's see, I tried to skateboard again, but I hurt myself again. If you listen to the last episode, I talked about injuring myself trying to skateboard for the first time. And I tried to do it again, and this time I did it in my house. Not my house, my apartment, because I didn't want to go outside. The sun was out, and people were outside. And so I tried to skateboard in my apartment. I just tried to do like an ollie. I was trying to learn how to do an ollie. And I was on like these hardwood floors, right? And then there's a section where they come into carpet. And I was going along there, and I hit the carpet, and I just kind of face planted into the floor, and my board, you know, fucked up my wall, and I hurt my wrist again. I think I sprained my wrist. My neck has been hurting, and I've just been injured. So yeah, I think I might just be too old for the whole skateboarding thing. I thought I might try it, but I think it's not really working out for me. What else could I talk about here? I think that's about it. I guess I could talk about what I'm cooking. Yeah, so I made a new chicken sandwich recipe. If you heard in my last video, I talked about how grilled chicken sandwiches are going to be the new thing, and I've been thinking about opening a restaurant. I've been coming up with these grilled chicken sandwich ideas The first video was a spicy grilled chicken, right? The spicy. I'm gonna call it the spicy, right? Chicken on a toasted sourdough with spicy mayo and pickles. And this is a new one that I'm developing called. I'm gonna call this one the Popper. Right? It's that grilled chicken with cheese melted on top, bacon, and cream cheese and jalapenos, grilled jalapenos on a pretzel bun. And I'm calling it the Popper because it's kind of like a jalapeno popper. So that's what I'm making here. So if you want the recipe, let me know. I'll tell you the recipe. I think actually that's about it. So thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.